I spend all day in front of my computer, not just as a no-life degenerate, but also the posture's so bad. It's practically an art form. To fix this, we're gonna use some AI magic and a gun. Whoa! I meant water. So what we're using here is Mediapipe. Mediapipe is a framework that uses pre-trained AI models for real-time body part detection. So think of it as a Cartesian plane where Mediapipe plots x and y values for each body part. We can then use those x and y values to come up with an algorithm to determine bad posture. But before that, we first need to find out what is bad posture. Well, bad posture is just posture that is, not good.
What the hell?
There are 5 main points to look at for good posture. So the first one is legs are 90 degrees right here. And then your feet should be planted on the ground or kind of sitting on a footrest. Your arms are parallel to the ground. So you see this? That should be a straight line. And then your back should be following that natural shape of the spine. And then your head is rested on the headrest, just like this. So far the algorithm is already working. Look at that, it's saying good posture. Okay, so now to the algorithm. Yeah, I'm not gonna explain it. It's boring and it's just math. But remember back in 9th grade where you learned about the quadratic formula and you thought to yourself, I'm never gonna use this. Well, you're absolutely right, because here we're using the slope formula to determine parallel and perpendicular lines, which is one of the key points to having good posture. It kind of works now, yeah, but it's not very precise. Also, I don't feel like we've used AI enough. Enter classification. So classification in a nutshell is just feeding data to a classification model, and with machine learning, it's able to predict what is and isn't good posture based on the data that it was trained on. Since we're building a model with our own training data, I went ahead and took 500 images of me having both good and bad posture. Next, yeah. But we can't just feed these raw images to a model because it needs numerical data to work with. So for each image, we run it through Mediapipe, extract all the x and y values that we need. We then label the data if it's good or bad posture. Add that to a CSV, then now we have some data that we can use to train the model. After training, the model is able to predict whether the input data represents good or bad posture with a certain level of accuracy. Let me show you the current setup. I set up a webcam that captures images at a random time once every minute. Then once the classification model detects bad posture, it then triggers the next part of the project, the punishment. At first, I thought playing an annoying song was a good enough punishment, but then I actually started liking the song, I got a little dick, everybody knows. I'm kidding, by the way, I still hate it. So I decided that I needed something more annoying. But not painful, just annoying. And that's when I came up with this. Okay, so this is supposed to be a water squirter. So here we have a D1 Mini. It's an IoT microcontroller that can send and receive API requests. Then we have a water pump that can pump water. So theoretically, I can send an API request to this device so that it could squirt water when I have bad posture. Let's test it out. I added nozzles ranging from 1 to 3 millimeters, and the idea is that it would build up enough water pressure that causes the water to shoot out quickly. Alright, let's see if you work. Yeah, that is not good. Test number 2. What the fuck is this? It's supposed to spray every half a second. This is not even gonna hit me. Okay, let's try this guy. Maybe it would be better. I doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, that is not good. What the fuck? Oh, did something. Oh, but that's not good enough still. See, it's not even reaching me. Just as I was starting to lose all hope, this happened. Whoa! Whoa! That was pretty good. That was the best one, but still not good enough. Yep, still not good enough. I should have listened back in physics class. I guess it's time for plan B. Okay, so this is a normal water spray. Now the challenge is, how do we automate this pressing motion of the trigger? I thought about using a linear actuator, but those things are pretty expensive and long. So I went for something that made more sense. Something that was cheap, compact. A servo. And with a little bit of 3D printing magic, we can make this servo act like a linear actuator. The servo mounts here with an arm extending to that spray trigger. This setup allows the servo to press that trigger, simulating the pressing motion. I think this will work. I know that this is gonna work, but we should probably still test it. Alright, so testing without water first. And I should call her.
Your call has been forwarded.
Alright, well, another test. Clearly the spray is having some performance issues, so I'm just here fluffing it up. Oh, there it is. And it can actually shoot pretty far. All I needed was arm's length, but this one's shooting at least half a car's length. And if you look at the stream, it's just enough to get your attention, but not completely drench you. It's perfect. Okay, so now that the spray is done, all that's left to do is to integrate it with the AI. So let's make this IoT. To up the stakes of maintaining good posture, I added some code where each consecutive bad posture reading increases the number of sprays. Essentially, the longer you neglect your posture, the more you'll be sprayed. Additionally, I reduced the check interval from randomly every 60 seconds down to 10 seconds, leaving less time for bad posture to go uncorrected. Alright, well now it's time to see if this thing really works. It may seem like I'm working hard here, but the only thing that's hard here is me. I mean, the only thing that's hard is my lower back. The only thing that's working hard here is my lower back. Yep, that's it. So what I'm gonna do is just slouch a little bit just to rest my lower back, like this. No, that feels great. And oh shit. Alright, bad posture. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Stop. Oh my god. So you just fix your posture right away. Ow, that's cold. Now you get the idea of how it works. Let's see what happens when I don't fix my posture. I usually sit like this when I work. So I'm like... How do you work? Okay, let's stop. So, this is what happens when you don't fix your posture. Well, you get wet, but not really drenched unless you keep on having bad posture. I'm just gonna say that it works really well. In fact, it works a little too well because I can barely move. Like, if I move my arms a little bit like this, I'm gonna get sprayed. Well, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next year. Happy holidays. I hope you have a dry year? Yeah, I don't know. See ya. I'm fucking wet.